Coming up on Woo TV, the longest government shutdown in U.S. history finally comes to an end after 43 days. Republican lawmakers demand more abortion restrictions for people covered by the Affordable Care Act.
Airports across the country have canceled over 5,000 flights due to understaffing issues, all while dealing with the measles exposure in multiple major airports. SEPTA has canceled 27 regional rail lines as they rush to meet the deadline for safety inspections on November 14th. Welcome to Woo TV. I'm Allison Padula, and this is Alexis Hilton.
President Donald Trump has finally ended the longest U.S. government shutdown in history, signing a funding bill passed by both chambers of Congress. This bill was first passed in the Senate in a 60-40 vote late Monday night. Nearly all Republicans joined 8 Democrats who backed down on their stance on extending funding for Obamacare to pass the bill. In the House, the bill was passed in a 222-209 vote. 11 Democrats crossed party lines to vote in favor of the bill, with most Republicans. The central issue underlying the entire shutdown, extensions on enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies that will expire at the end of the year, was not addressed in the bill. Instead, Senate Majority Leader John Thune agreed to hold a vote in mid-December on Democrat-drafted legislation aimed at extending those subsidies. After signing Congress's shutdown-ending deal into law, the Trump administration has reported that SNAP benefits will resume within 24 hours for the 41.7 million Americans who rely on them. USDA spokesperson Alexis said in a statement Wednesday that once the government is open, most states will get the funds to distribute benefits within 24 hours. This is the latest update in the fight for SNAP benefits. Early Monday, a federal judge said that she will continue to block the Trump administration from enforcing states to undo the SNAP benefits that are being paid out. 20 states have said that they have already begun the process of issuing full November benefits. The Trump administration, also on Monday, requested to hold the pause ruling so that Congress can end the ongoing government shutdown without judicial interference. Last Friday night, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson temporarily paused rulings ordering full SNAP disbursement while an appeals court considered the administration's request to halt payments. On Monday, the Supreme Court rejected a call to overturn the 2015 ruling of Obergefell v. Hodges. This is the landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. Kim Davis, a Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage license to gay couples, asked the Supreme Court to appeal the ruling. Davis was trying to get the Supreme Court to overturn a lower court order for her to pay $360,000 in damages and attorney fees to a couple she denied. Her lawyers used the words of Justice Clarence Thomas, who has called for the erasing the same-sex marriage ruling. The court did not explain their reasoning for denying the appeal.
Airports around the country have been experiencing many delays and cancellations due to understaffing during the government shutdown. With the government officially reopened, it remains unclear when full flight schedules and paychecks for workers will be restored after the Federal Aviation Administration was forced to mandate flight restrictions at 40 high-traffic airports, including Philadelphia International. Hours after President Trump signed the funding bill into law, the U.S. Office of Personnel Management told federal employers that they are expected to begin the workday on time and that normal operating procedures are in effect. During the shutdown, over 5,000 flights were canceled across the country. Philadelphia International put out a statement on November 6, temporarily closing Terminal A West and Terminal F checkpoints. It is unclear that now the government is open, whether these checkpoints will reopen as well. Passengers can still access all terminals and will be directed by airport staff to open the checkpoints. The Philadelphia International Airport is also dealing with a potential measles outbreak that occurred over the weekend. The health department said a patient with measles was traveling through the airport. The possible exposure happened between 8:50 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Sunday the 9th in the airport terminal A and B. The Philadelphia Health Commissioner announced that they don't believe there is a threat to the general public. Health officials recommend that anyone who is traveling or working in the airport Sunday to check their vaccination status and keep an eye out for any symptoms. Many countries, including travel destinations, are experiencing measles outbreaks, so the potential for travel-related measles cases and subsequent outbreaks in the United States has increased.
SEPTA canceled 27 regional rail line trains on Monday morning due to the ongoing safety inspections of their Silver Line 5 fleet. The deadline to finish safety inspections is November 14th, which is a 2-week extension of the original deadline of October 31st. In response to the federal emergency order and the NTSB report, SEPTA has added several safety measures, including in-person inspectors on all trains passing through Center City stations to conduct safety checks and respond quickly to any equipment issues, along with live video monitoring to allow SEPTA's control center supervisors to view train interiors in real time. Due to ongoing inspections, AM peak hour trains were canceled Tuesday on the Airport, Fox, Chase, and Chestnut Hill West lines.
Republicans are opening to extending Obamacare or Affordable Care Act funds that may expire this year, but only if Democrats agree to stricter abortion restrictions. If the funds are not extended, many Americans insured by Obamacare could see their bills raised by thousands of dollars per month. The federal fund for Obamacare does not cover abortions, but some states allow Obamacare-insured patients to access abortions. Republicans want this to change. Democrats have said they will not budge on the matter. New Hampshire Senator Jeanne Shaheen giving a flat-out no when asked. Democratic Hawaiian Senator Brian Schatz said that the demand for abortion restrictions is a, quote, smokescreen to avoid extending ACA funds. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia made their last penny on Wednesday as the president has effectively canceled the coin. President Trump ordered the printing of pennies to cease as the cost of printing rose to 4 cents per coin. Many retailers have voiced concerns as supplies ran low around the last production. Some companies are relying on rounding their prices to avoid shortchanging people or asking their customers to bring in exact change. A group of veterans received a surprise this Veterans Day when former President Barack Obama met them on their flight. The flight was organized by Honor Flight, a nonprofit organization created in 2005 to give free flights to veterans to go to Washington, D.C. and other memorials. Former President Obama boarded the flight just after the veterans to surprise them. Former President Obama gave each veteran a handshake and a presidential challenge coin as they exited the plane. The coin is a tradition in which the president gives the coin as a token of his appreciation of service and contributions to the nation. Wow, it sure is chilly outside. Our weather anchor, Jaden Crutchfield, is live outside Old Main.
Thank you, Allison. My name is Jaden Crutchfield, and this is your live weather hit. I'm currently standing outside of Old Main, where it is a sharp 43 degrees. We'll learn more about this in the Weather Center with Gage Grace, but first, let's go to sports with Anthony.
Welcome to the Sports Desk. Up next, I'll be covering all things Philly sports. Stay tuned.
Wherever you go at Widener, you've always got your pride. Everywhere you go, and behind everything you do. And before you know it, you are working in your field, realizing your life's ambitions before you even leave Widener.
If you have a dream, come join us.
Widener University. Many roars,
one pride.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Anthony Fedeli. The Philadelphia Eagles have improved to 7-2 with a slow game Monday night. Despite the score being 0-0 at halftime, the Eagles grinded out a 10-7 win in Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers. Jalen Hurts threw 15 for 26, including a touchdown pass to wide receiver Devontae Smith. Smith finished with 4 catches for 69 yards, including 1 touchdown. Looking ahead, the Eagles head back to Lincoln Financial Field on Sunday night to host the Detroit Lions. The Lions are coming off a huge win over the Washington Commanders. Philadelphia will look to rally this week to slow down the second-ranked team in points per game. Kickoff is set for Sunday, 8:20 p.m. The Philadelphia 76ers battled Tuesday as they hosted conference rivals Boston Celtics. The Sixers came out on top with a 102-100 win to improve their record to 7-4. Justin Edwards led the way for Philly, putting up 22 points. Closely behind, Tyrese Maxey put up 21 points. Philly looks to get some revenge on the Detroit Pistons as they face the team again on Friday for the in-season Emirates NBA Cup. Tip-off is set for Friday at 7:30 p.m. The Sixers suffered more than just a blow in the record against the Pistons. Sixers star center Joel Embiid is currently injured and is considered day-to-day. After an MRI showed no structural damage to his right knee, there is currently no report for when Embiid could return. The Philadelphia Flyers suffered a tough loss against the Edmonton Oilers Wednesday night with a final score of 2-1 in overtime. Philly looks to shake things off on Friday as they head to Enterprise Center in Missouri to face off against the St. Louis Blues. Puck is set to drop at 8 p.m. This past week, Widener football cruised past Kings College on Saturday, winning 40-24. The game was tied at 21 in the third quarter when Tyson Weber provided the spark the Pride needed. Weber took a Kings punt and returned it all the way for a touchdown, breaking the deadlock and giving Widener the momentum they never surrendered. The Pride added to their lead from there, pulling away for a comfortable 16-point victory. Weber's game-changing return earned him Middle Atlantic Conference Player of the Week. Widener's women's basketball team started their season strong last week with a dominant win over Ursinus 82-67 and a second dominant win over St. Mary's 90-56. Notably, Mia Robbins performed exceptionally well, recording a double-double in the win against Ursinus and putting up 31 points in the win over St. Mary's. And that's all for the Sports Desk. I'm Anthony Fedeli. Up next, after this commercial break, we will send it over to Lola Geyer with our world news.
Thanks, Anthony, and welcome to World News, where we cover the biggest stories from around the world. I'm Lola Geyer. Typhoon Fenghuang is currently making rounds devastating multiple countries in Asia, with the hardest hit being Taiwan and the Philippines. In the Philippines, at least 18 people were killed, including 3 children, due to the flash floods, landslides, collapsed homes, and exposed electrical wires. More than 1.4 million people were moved to emergency shelters or the homes of relatives before it made landfall. Taiwan has also evacuated 3,000 people in preparation, and 66 flights were canceled. Typhoon Fenghuang was estimated to sustain winds of 115 miles per hour and is 1,100 miles wide. At least 12 people have been killed and 27 injured by a suicide bomber in Islamabad, Pakistan. The explosion took place outside the district court buildings in the capital. The bomber apparently attempted to enter the court premises, but failed to do so, detonating the bomb at a nearby police vehicle instead. According to The Guardian, the Pakistan Taliban, or the TTP, has claimed responsibility for the attack and aimed to target judges and lawyers, threatening for more attacks until Islamic Sharia law is implemented in the country. The country has recently experienced a deadly rise in attacks by opposing groups, worsening their security crisis. This is one of 2 terrorist attacks that have happened recently, the other one being in India, where a car exploded and killed 12 people. But that's not the only issue India is facing, as hundreds of people in Delhi, India, are protesting against the worsening air pollution in the capital. The Delhi Air Quality Index recently measured between 400 and 450, which is considered severe, and is 20 to 30 times higher than the World Health Organization's safe limit. As a result, authorities have urged people to work from home and for schools to temporarily close and hold online classes. The toxic air is affecting people regardless of underlying health problems. Around 80 of the protesters were detained but later released. However, no real change has actually occurred. That's all for now. Let's head back to the desk with Alexis Hilton.
Wish you could be in some of your favorite Netflix shows? Netflix House just opened its new immersive venue within the King of Prussia Mall on Wednesday, November 12th. The venue features experiences based on Netflix hits such as Wednesday and One Piece, as well as activities such as themed dining, mini golf, and virtual reality games. Sean Combs, or P. Diddy to most, is going to a drug rehab program while behind bars. This program could reduce his sentences by as much as 1 year. He has already been accepted into the program and is also working in the chapel library at the prison. A federal inmate locator indicates that Combs is expected to be released in May 2028. The singer was sentenced on October 3rd to 50 months in prison, following his conviction on 2 counts of transporting people for prostitution. He already received credit for 14 months of time before the sentencing.
Wendy's is planning on shutting down 5% of their total establishments to boost their total profits. Over the past year, 200 locations have been shut down due to underperformance. Ken Cook, Wendy's interim CEO, says that instead of closing some locations, Wendy's will plan to make improvements, including newer updated technology and equipment. However, in other cases, they will resort to transferring ownership or closing the restaurant entirely. U.S. fast food chains have been struggling to attract lower-income customers due to inflation. It is reported that Wendy's infamous $5 and $8 meals have started to bring traffic back to their locations. During World War II, hundreds of nurses dodged bullets, spent years as prisoners of war, were killed by enemy fire, and even just returned home to receive little recognition. But not anymore. 80 years after the war ended, a coalition of nurses and others are campaigning to be awarded one of the nation's highest civilian honors, the Congressional Gold Medal for all the nurses who served in World War II. Other groups, such as the Women Airfare Service pilots of World War II and the real-life Rosie the Riveters, have already received the honor. Some of the lawmakers that have been pushing for the act include U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin and U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik, who sponsored the legislation to award the honor. Now let's check in with Gage, Grace, and the Weather Center with updates for the rest of the week.
Thank you so much, Allison. My name is Gage Grace, and this is the Weather Center. Let's talk about the forecast. Tomorrow in the morning, it's going to be pretty sunny and a nice 36 degrees. Heading around noon, it's going to start to get a little cloudy and around 49 degrees. And towards the evening, it'll be completely cloudy and 45 degrees. On Saturday, it'll be 54 degrees, or a high of 54 degrees and a low of 35 degrees. On Sunday, it'll be a high of 56 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Monday, it'll be a high of 45 degrees and a low of 36 degrees. Tuesday, it'll be a high of 43 degrees and a low of 31 degrees. And on Wednesday, finally, we're going to have a high of 41 degrees and a low of 32 degrees. Thank you so much for checking in, and stay tuned because we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Our own WooCast had its first open mic night. Our reporter Ziza Bond has more.
Yesterday, WooCast, Widener's radio station, had their first big event this year, an open mic night at Kapelski that invited students, faculty, and local bands to play music, read poems, or play originals they wrote. The event was held from 7 to 9 p.m. and was filled with good vibes and artistic talent. Let's see what performances stood out from the night. What was your favorite recording or performance of the night?
I would say it was Greg's. I really liked Greg's.
Any particular song?
Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright.
All right, favorite recording or performance tonight?
It was Alish. His is a song by Chaperone. It was pretty good. I like the vocals. It was cool.
Good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop feeling. Good luck, babe. Good luck.
Now that WooCast is back in full swing for the first time since the pandemic, you can look forward to the next big event in the spring. I'm reporting for Woo TV. This is Ziza Bond.
Thank you for that report, Ziza. Here are some Widener events coming up around campus. The Widener Day Open House is on November 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. High school students and their families are invited to join us on campus to engage with the Widener community. There will be information sessions, campus tours, one-on-one meetings, academic panels, and more.
Are you interested in what the day in the life of a professional or graduate student looks like? If so, register for the Widener Works experience. Widener Works matches students with alumni and friends of the university for a 45-minute informational interview or a 1 to 3 day job shadow over winter break. Students in the College of Arts and Sciences and Exploratory Studies are eligible to register. There are 24 alumni hosts this year. For more information, please check your email. Registration closes Monday, November 17th. Widener's premier recruiting event for engineering majors is here. The School of Engineering Career Fair will feature a variety of representatives and organizations to recruit Widener students for internships, co-op, and full-time opportunities. All Widener undergrads and graduates from the School of Engineering are welcome, as well as any Widener students interested in these opportunities. To prepare, it is suggested to research the companies going to the fair. All companies going can be found on Handshake. It's also recommended to practice a 30-second self-introduction for employers and to fill out your resume to make sure that you stand out to organizations. The fair is being held on November 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. Don't miss out. Looking for an internship? Experience More is a Widener donor-funded program that is partnering with the Widener's Career Design and Development Office. You can fill out the survey in your email to be eligible. Reach out to Dr. Janet Long for more information. The deadline is November 30th, so make sure to apply before that date.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, our reporter, Jaden Crutchfield, interviewed Widener students on their favorite dishes.
Hi, my name is Jaden Crutchfield here with Woo TV, and today we'll be asking people what their favorite Thanksgiving food is. Hi, I'm here with
Gabby.
All right, Gabby, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I would have to say mac and cheese.
And why do you pick that mac and cheese?
Because, like, what's Thanksgiving without mac and cheese? You feel me? Like,
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm here with
Samara.
All right, Samara, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Sweet potato pie.
And why the sweet potato pie?
Because why not? It's just so good. Like, it's in my soul, so it has to be there every Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I'd say sweet potatoes.
And why the sweet potatoes?
My grandma makes good sweet potatoes.
What are your favorite Thanksgiving foods?
Definitely mashed potatoes. Definitely the turkey.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Mac and cheese.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I'd say big mac and cheese for sure.
Hi, I'm here with
Maya.
All right, Maya, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
It's a little controversial, but I like stuffing.
All right, and what are your favorite Thanksgiving foods?
It's gotta be the mac and cheese.
Yes, the mac and cheese, the greens, the yams, the cornbread, all that.
Oh.
All right, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I've not had a lot of Thanksgiving food, but I'd say chicken, any kind of chicken.
And why the chicken?
It's versatile, you can do anything with it, so yeah. Or mac and cheese.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report, Jaden. My favorite Thanksgiving dish is turkey.
Well, my favorite Thanksgiving dish is macaroni and cheese. Thank you for watching this episode of Woo TV. For Gage Grace, Jaden Crutchfield, Anthony Fedeli, Lola Geyer, Allison Padula, and all the behind-the-scenes crew, I'm Alexis Hilton. Good night.